Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Fairy Stitch vlog. I'm Faerie, and welcome to our podcast. There's a lot to tell you today. There's a lot to go over, so I have to refer to my list so I don't forget. But to all of you who are new to the channel, welcome, as well as any returning viewers or subscribers. Thank you so much, and I welcome you. So, salve, diodits, and welcome, and hello, and welcome, magical ones. I appreciate you tuning in. So, we're going to sprinkle a little fairy dust, see what I can conjure up, and we're going to run through the list of just what I have to tell you about today, and there's a lot. So I will keep it as brief as I can. And again, I do thank you for taking time out of your busy day to sit here and watch this, and hopefully watch it all and hopefully enjoy it. So if you do, please hit a little like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I would really appreciate it. It'd be so terrific. And I welcome you. So to all of you who don't know what the channel is about, usually, basically, I am a certified fairyologist. I am a fairy artist, instructor. I do a whole different variety of artwork and craft, and I'm a fairy craft magic practitioner. So all of that kind of gets into the episodes usually. Plus, I am, very much for animals and animal habitat. So we often talk about the cats that are here. Charcoal and Little Fairy are technically our two cats. The garden cat family, like if you've seen the previous episodes, they hang out outside. We keep an eye on them. We're kind of like a little unofficial foster home until they find new homes elsewhere. So they are still around, thankfully. It's nice to have them. And they're doing okay. So lots been happening, lots been going on. I've been busy. And so we're going to get into that. So first of all, a couple of different things. I had to do more dental work, and I still have to go back. They have to finish, but I'm getting closer to the goal, so that's good. And I've been doing a lot of artwork. I've been doing a lot of craft. I haven't been doing as much spell work with my fairy craft, and I need to do that. And I haven't been caught up on my reading yet, but I'm doing that as well. Currently, I've been kind of focusing on this one, and it's a slow starter, but it's interesting. It's good. It's a long book, so yeah, I got a long way to go. But like I said, I've not been devoting my time to reading, and I need to pick up on that. But that's one of the books. The other one is the Doreen Virtue's Crystal book, which is it's right here. This is one of her older books, obviously, since she's not into this anymore. But yeah, I've only gotten not too far in that one. But like I say, I've got to devote a couple of days at least to get some of this reading done, because there's still a bunch I want to do. Let's see, what else? What else? What else? Oh, okay. The big project. The big project is finally finished. Oh my gosh. It's so big, I can't show it to you on camera this way. But what I can do is I can show you a photograph I took, and I hope it will translate through the little camera here. Let me bring it up. Come on. Wake up, Mr. Phone. Wake up. Because I want to think about it. I'll do it my damn good time. Okay, well, here's one. This is where it's actually spread out over the bed. So, hopefully, you can see it. Oh, gotta glare. There we go. It's about the best I can do. But it's my fairy quilt. And I have another picture. That shows you some of the top, and then the pink rose pattern fabric, that is the backing. I just kind of folded it over so you could see. Get closer if I can. Yeah. But anyway, it's so huge. I guess I could try to hold it up, but you're not going to be able to see it all. But anyway, it covers a full-size mattress. It actually overlaps, which is what I wanted. I wanted it to be completely, completely cover the mattress up. So it's huge. It's huge. The template I used for the blocks is this one. So you quilters, you're probably familiar with this plastic template. So this is the big block. So there were 42 of these. So let me give you the rundown. 42 blocks. Let's see, 42 blocks. About 4 or 5 spools of thread. Fabrics. I think, let's see, 1, 2. I think there was 11 different fabrics. 2 or 3 packages of batting. And then 2 decorative trims to go over the seams. Yeah. So, and 3 years. It took me 3 years to make the quilt. Now, granted, during those 3 years, I did not work on it every day. Sometimes weeks would go by, sometimes months went by before I actually worked on it. But then I'd work on it, get frustrated, and throw it in a box, But this time, I didn't throw it in a box. I was determined. I'm like, I'm getting this done. It may not be perfect. It's going to have flaws, and it does, but I'm going to get it done. And I did. I finally got it finished. So it's very nice. It still needs some improvement. It still needs more trim that I want to add on some of the seams and some of the blocks. But, I can work on that a little bit later, as I want to. Right now, because I've been working on it for the last few weeks, almost every single day. No, actually every day. So I've been working on it every day for the last couple of weeks, if not maybe more like 3. And I was just determined. I'm like, I'm not getting other projects done. I want to get this one done. And I want to finish it. And so I did. So, yay, it's finally finished. So, Charcoal has decided she likes it, which is great, but she's always on it. And she's sitting on it right now like a nest. So I was going to show it to you. So, like I say, it's so huge, it's going to be difficult to show it to you. Let me see. And I notice my computer battery is draining and it's plugged in. I'll have to keep an eye on that. I may have to do this again. Anyway, let me grab the quilt. So give me a moment. Let's see if I can wrestle away from Charcoal. Like I say, it's so huge you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. But at least I can show you something. So let me... Okay. So this is the back fabric for most of it. Is this pink rose. I ran out of it. And I've had it so long, I don't know where I bought it from. And I tried to look it up online. I couldn't find it. Even if I could, I couldn't pay for it anyway. So what I had to do was I had to use some of this plain pink fabric for just a couple of the blocks. So the back is a mess. I'm not going to show you the details of the back. But here is some of the front. Whoop. Okay, I'm struggling as you can see. So that's as far as I can reach up. Yeah. So I've got different fabrics that I tried to keep some kind of color scheme with. And then I had some of the Cicely Mary Barker fabric. I've got my Cafe Facet fabric. I had a little bit of that. And there's just pink inspired and there, sparkle. There's different fairy ones. I used some blue ones. So it's just endless. And then the binding I had to make myself. So I used all the fabrics, and then I would cut up segments of it, ironed them, and then sewed them on. And so I had to do all the binding, and I just made it from all the fabric. So I go all the way around the edges. So, yeah. Oh, it's so big I can't show you. I can't hold it up. But it's just, yeah, it's finally done. I'm really happy with at least having it finished. And like I say, some of the blocks have these decorative trims. And, I did the best I could. Like I say, I still need to tweak it a bit. I still need to add more trim to it. Then it'll look a little more polished, a little more finished. But I'm just at the point where after spending all this time on this project, I just want it finished. I just want it done. And then maybe later I can go back and just, tweak it and add a little bit more to it. But yeah, so it's finally finished. My fairy quilt is done. Okay, so with the fairy quilt being finished, now I can move on to the next art project. But I still ended up doing some more quilting, but it's a lot smaller. Like I said, the fairy quilt covers a full-size mattress and overhangs on all sides. So this is a major cut down, but this is an artwork piece. And so I'm almost finished with it. It's not quite done, but I'm going to show you. So this is a little mini quilt art piece. And it's going to be a fairy tree. I'm not done yet, but it's a small quilt. So what I did was I used some white fabric. I had a little bit of batting left over. So I'm not going to put the back panel because I don't need it. What I'm going to do is glue it into a brown frame, which I have over here already ready to go. So I will show you the final piece when it's finished, so probably the next video. But this one is almost done. I have to paint in the green man. I'm gonna do the little green man oak leaf fella, the tree spirit. And I don't have a full title for it yet. And then I've got the little gnome. I'm gonna paint him in. And I don't know if I'm gonna add any more elements to it. I might. If I do, it probably be painted on, because I've got some elements already I painted on here. But I might go ahead and add some leaves and things at the top. In fact, I probably will. So I'm going to paint them in. Because it's painted on the fabric. I don't want to use it on the sewing machine. I don't want to wreck my needles on the sewing machine. So again, I made the border with the fabric and then I glued it on. So it looks neat. It looks clean, and it's almost ready. So yeah. So I hope to have this finished today. I want to focus on this and get it done. But I'm nearly there, and I need a title. So it's going to be related to the Green Man. I just haven't picked the title yet. But yeah, so this is what I've been working on for the last couple of days, ever since I finished the fairy quilt. But I'm getting there. So I'm happy. I want to finish it. And I just kind of, had some fun. I just had some fun. And it's the first time I think I've actually painted fabric, or at least painted a quilt. I've done t-shirts. I've made my own t-shirts where you paint it on, but I don't think I've ever painted a quilt. And I did quilt it. I did actually quilt it. So if I can show you the details, you might be able to see the stitches in the paint. If not, you might be able to see the stitches back here. And they're just random stitches. I didn't try to do a real design or anything. I just wanted to quilt it. And then that way when you look at it, you really get up close, then you're going to see the rows of those stitches running through the artwork. I just thought it'd be cool. I just thought it'd be a cool effect. So I wanted to paint a quilt. Now, if I could afford fabric dye, there's another way you can do it, where I could paint it. I could have painted it that way, and then gone over it with colored thread, and that would have given more depth and everything to the picture. Now, there is a quilting artist who does that technique. I can't remember her name. I saw it on I think a documentary or something. I don't remember the lady's name, but she did this beautiful African quilt, and it was all painted. And I think she used dyes, fabric dyes. I don't have any, and I can't afford to buy any. But I was able to buy a real, very small set of fabric paints. So I'm using that. And I didn't have any brown. The set didn't come with brown. So I'm using watered down acrylic paint. And I still use the same technique, but that's what I'm using for the tree. So, yeah. So I had to do it my own way, which is fine. That's the way it should be. But there is another way. I could have used dyes and then go over it with the sewing machine, but I just don't have I don't have the money to buy that stuff. So I have to use what I got. So this is what I chose to do. So it's almost done. And like I say, I'll show it to you in the next video. I'll have a full finished picture, because then it'll be in the frame and everything. It should look nice. But this is my current project at the moment. One of them. Okay, so the other project that I got inspired by, actually there's three. Two of them are started. One is drawn as far as the sketch, but I don't have anything to show you on that except for the sketch. So one thing at a time, I can show you this one. So I'm making some fairy dolls, and like I say, I've got three planned, three of them this time, and I want to work on all three of them at the same time, which is not normal for me. Like I say, they can take anywhere from 6 weeks to 2-3 months generally to make one. But I've drawn out a lot of these with these really quick gestural sketches, and I want to get them finished. I want to get them going. So this is the first one. And so this one is Ragamuffin. And I think I've shown this one to you before, but it's been months. I didn't even get him started. So I'm doing it now. So this is a really quick gestural sketch. And no, and yes, I can sketch, I can draw quite well, but for these little guys, I just like to do really quick gestural. They're just to give me an idea, excuse me, of what I was planning. So this is just a really quick sketch. So what I'm doing, and I've already started it, like I said, so here is the torso. So this is the top of the head, and then this is going to be the bottom of the torso where the leg gets connected. So I have one leg finished. So there you go. Yeah, see? Yeah. So I gotta get him his other leg. So this is the color of the pants. And because he's a ragamuffin, that's his name, and the idea of the ragamuffin is that things are not going to match perfectly. Things are not going to be perfectly symmetrical. He's going to have patches on his clothes, maybe on the wings, all this stuff. And he's meant to look that way. He's meant to look odd, different. That's the idea. Ragamuffin to me, you always kind of think of like a beggarman, or somebody who's just uncoordinated, not perfectly dressed all the time. Maybe it's a poor person, which I can relate to. Uh, so I just thought, yeah, I wanna do this theme, and so little ragamuffin here is gonna be unique. I've already got the yarns picked out for him. I actually have them over here. Let me grab them real quick. Okay. So this is the yarn I was using for the leg and the pants. I may use it for one of the boots or one of his shoes or something. I might use it one more time. And then this one, this yarn, whoops, I'm going to use for the shirt, the tunic he's going to be wearing. And so I just think this one is so cool too. And I've had it for a while. The name of this one is, it's Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel from the Garden is the colorway. So of course I had to buy that years ago. I've had all these yarns for years. I can't afford to buy new yarn, as I said. So yeah, I'm finally want to use some of these yarns I've been hoarding and just haven't used them yet. So anyway, from the Garden, I love the colorway name. So, and it does have garden colors. They are. It is well named. So anyway, this is going to be the little tunic. And hopefully it's going to come out cute. And then I've got this worsted, kind of a two-tone reddish brown. This is going to be the hair. So again, he's meant to be weird. He's meant to be odd. He's meant to be that way. So hence the name. So that is one of the fairy dolls. Now I'm going to show you the next design. Okay, so this one is the other one that I have not started yet. So this is Little Frostlin. And Little Frostlin is going to be kind of a winter ice fairy. So the idea was, behind it was kind of Jack Frost with winter. So I'm using this really pretty white yarn. Actually, let me show you, Red Heart. And I've got this white sparkle yarn. Trying to show you the sparkle. Can't remember which one that is because I don't have the skein band for it anymore. And then I've got this really pretty ice sparkle blue. So I'm going to use that. And I think that's it. So it's going to be all whites and blues for little Frostlin. So that one I'm going to get started hopefully this weekend. I'm going to get it started. Like I say, I'm occupied with getting the other two going. And then the third one that I'm working on, oh, where'd you go? I thought it was in here. It's disappearing. Where did it go? It must be in the other bag. Let me grab that bag. Be right back. Okay, now, Fairy Doll Design 3. Here we go. This one is Shamrock. And Shamrock, again, is going to be all pretty much greens, Irish references. And again, because we are in March of 2025, Green Fairy Day, or St. Patrick's Day, as some people would prefer to call it, whichever works for you. I call Green Fairy Day nowadays. I want to definitely do Good Luck Fairy, all green reference, everything. So here is my quick gestural design for Shamrock. So I've already started him. Another little boy. So here's the torso, top of the head. This is going to be the bottom where you cinch it together. Legs get attached. So this is all I have done on him so far. But I've got a variety of yarns I'm using. So I've got my soft, fuzzy skin tone, off-white. And then I've got this beautiful soft Irish green. And then I've got this multicolored green, which I have used before. And I still have some left, so I thought I'm going to use it again. And I really like this. It's, this one I don't know because it was donated to me, so I didn't have a skein band for it. This one I bought. This one is one of the jumbo skeins. Bloody hell. I think of it and now I can't remember what it was. Okay, I can't remember what it was. But anyhow, I think I have other ones from the same company. So when I get the doll finished or show you the next video, maybe I'll remember it. But anyway, it's this beautiful 2 or 3 toned greens. So I'm using that. And then this is a backup yarn if I need it. It's a kind of a dark forest green, so if I end up needing it or wanting it, I might make his boots out of it because it's a little bit thicker than these two yarns, so it's a little bit different weight. So I might just use that for the boots. Haven't decided, but anyway, I've got three green yarns to work with, and turn are you? Oh, I think it's this one. Okay, so I think this was the skin tone ball band. So I do like Yarn Bee. I do. I think Yarn Bee is Hobby Lobby's one of them, one of their companies they work with. So I haven't bought anything from Hobby Lobby in years because I can't afford it, but I always like their choice of yarns. They always pick some beautiful yarns to sell. I used to teach a class there for a while. I taught a beginner knitting class for months there. But it got to be where I couldn't afford the gas to go all the way down there anymore, so had to stop doing that, unfortunately. But yeah, so that is Shamrock's design. Oops. So let's put this here. Okay. Alrighty, so those are a couple things. Now, I'm going to give you some updates on some information. Let me just put this away, and I'll be right back. So, announcements. I hope you can hear me, by the way, too. I did order a microphone for the phone, and unfortunately, it never arrived, so the store refunded me. But now I don't have the money I had to spend the money elsewhere, so I haven't been able to order another microphone. So at some point, I do want to get one for the laptop, so maybe you can hear me better, and I don't have to sit right on top of the monitor. But I can't afford it right now. It's one thing at a time. Okay, so announcements. First of all, if you noticed in the opening of this particular episode, you might have noticed, and hopefully you did, the channel name has changed. Not drastically, but it changed. I just feel that this name, the Faerie Stitch Vlog, is just a little more appropriate. It kind of highlights the fact that, we're talking about knitting and art and crafting. So I just decided I'm going to change it to Stitch. So that is the new channel name. And my Facebook page that I do my written blog on, that one still has the old name on it, but I will change it as soon as Facebook allows me. They have some kind of rule, I don't know why, but they have some kind of rule that you're not allowed to change your page name. You can't do it all the time. You can't just do it whenever. They have a set schedule. So I think it's like every 2 months. If you needed to change it, you can. So my 2 months since I changed it last, because I had updated it to match this channel back then, they said, nope, it's not been 2 months yet. So they're not going to let me change it until sometime later. I think I have like another week or two. I might be able to get it updated. So anyway, all of that will be. I will try to link it onto the channel. All these announcements. I can't always get the little link to go up, but if you go into my description box where I talk about what the video is about, I try to put them in there, and you should be able to click on that, and it would take you right to whatever website. So our PayPal link, if you want to donate to us, which would be fantastic because I still don't have a Patreon right now. I can't afford them. They charge you for using it, which, I understand it's a business, but I don't know if I'm going to have income enough to be able to pay the fees. So I'm reluctant to start because I don't know if I can keep doing it. I don't know if I can keep it up. And I'm already in enough financial trouble. I don't want to go looking for more. So that's why I don't have a Patreon at this point. But I have looked into it. I actually started setting up the page, but it's not active because I can't pay the fees. So anyway, my PayPal though is still set up and it works. It's safe. So if anybody wants to donate, you can. So that would be linked in there as well. But the Facebook page, I will go ahead and link that, and then when I change the channel name, I will come back and fix it. So Anyway, so that's still active. And then the other one is I have 2 more pages on Facebook now, which I'm trying to highlight different things. So the one page is all about my artwork, and it's under my artist name because I do have an artist name that I've been working under for the past couple years, I think. So Fae, Fae, Ice, ICE, 2 words, 2 capitalizations. That is my page. In fact, it would be easier if you saw it, right? So let me write it on. There we go. Okay, so this is the heading on Facebook for my art page. This is my artist page. So this one shows all my artwork under my real name and under my artist name, okay? But it's all on that page. So all, the quilted works, the painted works, the sculptures, the paintings, the sketches, all that stuff, the knitted work, all that's on there showcased. And yes, it is, most of it is still for sale. But I don't do NFT. I'll just tell you right now. I won't deal with NFT. That apparently is the new craze in the art world. To me, it's expensive. It's confusing. It's having to deal with all the copyright. I think it just sounds too damn complicated, and I'm not dealing with it. So I'm doing it the old school. You see something you like, you contact me. We talk about the price. I tell you how much I need for the shipping. I go ahead and pack it. I get to the post office and I send it off to you. Or if you want to arrange to come to the home studio here and pick it up, I'm okay with that too. We can work that out. But I won't deal with NFT, so don't ask me. I ain't doing it. Not at this point in this timeline. Nope, 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 nope. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. So yeah. But yeah, so my artist page is that one. So please check that out. Become a follower of it. And then the other one, the other Facebook page is oh my gosh, I need my, okay, here, this was it. This one I set up as kind of a motivator to myself because, guys, I'm always talking about the gardening. I'm always showing you the big fairy garden, and I know in the last, I don't know, 6 months, I've been showing you what the back garden looks like and how it's still evolving as I'm trying to make repairs. I'm trying to clean it up and all that stuff. Again, I don't have equipment, so I have to do it by hand. I got to do it myself. I can't hire anybody. Everything's breaking. It's a disaster that I'm trying to hang on to, and get control of. So I started a page on Facebook as a motivator for myself because if I know I have to put updates on it, it'll help me to keep getting out there and keep working on it and keep making improvements, taking photos of it, and then posting it. Because maybe some of you will actually tune into it, watch it, follow it. If you want to donate to it, oh, that'd be fantastic. Because I really do need to buy supplies and equipment to do this. So, yeah, and I want to turn it into this messy, uncoordinated, broken fenced garden, yard, into a big, beautiful fairy garden that I can enjoy, that I can go out and meditate in, and that maybe I can open to the public sometimes and ask, give me a small donation for coming in. And, artists and photographers and fairy people, enthusiasts, and, flower enthusiasts could come and walk around and sit in and enjoy and just hang out, because there isn't anything out here in our area like that I know of. I have not found it. I have not seen it, not heard about it. We just don't have any of that out here. So I think it would be great, so anyway, I set up the page. So this is the other page, okay? Fae Stone Gardens is what I'm calling it. And like I say, I want to eventually be able to open it up and have people come and visit. And, for a small donation, you come in and you can spend a few hours or, whatever. And, it helps me because I'd have money to work with to keep it maintained, to pay the water bill to maintain it, that kind of thing. And so anyway, that's my goal. So that is my other page, and I thought it would be a motivator to me, if nothing else, to keep working on it, because I know I'm going to have to put updates on there. So yeah, I wanted to do that. And so that's my 4th page. I have 4 pages on Facebook now. So, and I'm very grateful to Facebook that they allow us to have these pages for free and use them. So I thank Facebook very much. I do. Okay, so talking about gardens kind of goes right into this segment. I can't take you outside to show you the garden because it's too unwieldy with the computer. But maybe I'll do one with my phone later. You'll be able to see it. But I planted a bunch of sunflower seeds. So I'm going to show you the different varieties that I planted this season. Most of these I've been holding on to since last year. I try to buy seeds every year, and I don't use them all up. Whatever I don't use gets used next year, so I can start the season. So I need more sunflower seeds. But anyway, these are some of them. So the mammoths, and I usually have pretty good luck with sunflower seeds. I do like raising sunflowers. I use the petals. Once they've bloomed, I bring them into the house and enjoy them. And then as they start to wilt and start to fall, I let the petals dry out. And then I use them in my herb jars, my flower petal jars, and then I also use them in my candles. So my candle magic. And I put them in the candles. So, yeah, I use the sunflowers. I love them. And I usually have pretty good luck growing them. It's one of the few plants that I don't have a problem with. Oh, seeds in there. So these are some of the varieties. And most of these I have grown in the past. And they usually come out really pretty. They don't always match the picture. But they're usually lovely anyway. I'm usually not that particular. So I think there's 9 of them right now. I think I planted 9 so far. And I think 4 or 5 of them out there are already sprouting. The other ones, maybe they're a little bit too deep into the dirt. They haven't poked out yet. So we're waiting to see what happens. But these are the ones I planted. And I used my little markers. I am going to do a video about the plant markers. So it's not today, but stay tuned for that. Yeah, so that's all of them. So I'm going to show you how I make my little fairy flower pot wand markers for plants. So I do want to do that video. I just haven't had a chance yet. But yeah, that's coming. So those are all the sunflowers, and I'm hoping that they will all bloom. And so, like I say, some have sprouted. I can see the green leaves, and it's fantastic. So that was pretty quick. And this is March. So, I mean, this is, we're starting to get spring day weather, which is great. I love spring. I love it. I don't want summer. I'm not looking forward to summer. I never do. It's just too damn hot. And with no air conditioner in the house, it's like, oh, we all suffer. It's misery. But I'm so sick of winter because we don't have a heater. So, and the the little ones you plug into the wall, they jacked up our electric bill, so I can't pay the bill right now because I don't have any money. So again, that's another thing. So I hate winter and I hate summer these days. I don't want those two seasons. I want spring and fall. It's it. Anyway, so sunflowers are planted, they're growing. I hope to show you in the next video. Maybe I'll use the phone on the next one, and then that way you can see some of this. But yeah, so those are planted. So that's the update on that. I want to make sure I didn't forget any other announcements. Trying to read the list. Yeah. Okay. I think there's only one other project I didn't show you. So I need to go get that. But I was trying. Oh, wait. Before I lose track. That. Okay, so as I was talking about the Faystone Gardens, I went ahead and I did a plan and I posted it on the page. So this is the plan of what I would like to do to it, how I would like to revive it and redesign it. So, we've got pathways, we've got benches, we're going to have an herb garden. There's just little plantings everywhere. And I'm going to do a little memorial garden, pet memorial garden. Then we've got bushes. I need to replace the entire fence in the yard. So all the fencing on the sides and brown, it needs to be completely fixed. We have a lot of damaged fencing area. Things are falling down. There's holes. It just looks terrible and it's not secure. So yeah, I need to replace the entire fence. So again, that's expense I need. So I'm trying to raise money because I can't do it myself. I have to hire somebody. So yeah, that's major. That's a major thing right there. And then I'm going to do the 7-pointed star with the plants. We're going to, the patio area is going to have more benching. I want to have a little fountain, plugged in water fountain, so you can listen to the water. Bird feeders, bird baths. And then this is the main fairy garden that I already do have out there that's set up. So that's staying. And, we're going to get some shade out there. So, yeah, I got my game plan of what I want to do. And again, that's on the Faystone Gardens Facebook page. So please check out the page. Go check it out. Follow it. And then that way you can see progress, which hopefully I will be able to afford and do at some point. Right now, I'm just trying to do it myself, and I can only do so much by myself, but I'm trying. So, I wanted to show that, and then the other thing is that I'm still working on. Obviously, the fairy journals are always ongoing, but I don't have any new artwork for that page. But I have been working on my Ireland journal. And I started the Ireland journal, if you guys remember. I started it because I've been trying to do my language studies through that free website. And I'm still doing it. I was doing Italian, and I still am, but I've been kind of focusing on the Irish right now. So I thought, well, I need to log all those words and those sayings and, phrases down so I can try to remember them. Plus, when I'm out and about, I can take it with me and study it. So I took the sketchbook and I thought, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well just look up stuff. Maybe I'll want to look up something about the history. Maybe I'll want to look up about the Irish horses and the Irish wolfhounds and the Irish dancing. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to want to do all that. So I turned what was probably could have just been a little steno pad of notes into a full project. It's like, there you go, making it hard on yourself again. But, yeah, I know. But anyway, I finally got my cover page finished yesterday, and it's just cute. I mean, it doesn't show my full artistic techniques, because I can paint and sketch better than this, but I used marker and crayon and watercolor. I just was trying to have fun, and so I just drew in some Irish references that I think of. So you got the mountains, those beautiful green mountains, and the flag, and I've got the fairy, which can also be considered maybe a leprechaun, and I've got the pot of gold, and we've got the Blarney stone, and so yeah, just a few references. So, but I finally got that painted yesterday, and that's done. So yeah, so I've got notes started, and I'm doing my language stuff, and so yeah, this is going to be an ongoing project as well, for as long as I continue to study the language. So I've been busy with that, and let's see what else. And I showed you all of those, so get that out of here. Okay, so the only other thing I think is the other artwork piece. And I thought I showed it, but according to the note, it says I didn't. So I have to go run into the other room and bring that out to show you. I don't think I have any new candles right now. I haven't been making any candles, but I don't think I bought any. I don't think I did. I mean, there's plenty of candles I wish I could buy, but I can't do it right now. So no, I don't. I don't think I have any new candles. Haven't bought any new books. Okay, so let me go grab that other piece of artwork and we'll proceed. So according to my notes, it says I didn't show you guys this artwork finished. So I'm going to show it now. And this is one I finished it right before I went back to working on the quilt, on the fairy quilt. So this is my fairy Ice Queen piece. So here it is. There we go. Whoops. Looks lopsided. There you are. So we're going to come in and show you. Okay, so how did I do this and what is it? It's a 20 inch by 30 inch foam board and and then what I did was I took paper, all these that you're looking at where you can see like the blue lines through it to make it look like ice cubes and ice pieces. Did all that on purpose. It's all ripped paper. I ripped them up into all these little random pieces, glued them on, then painted over them with the blue watercolor. Then went over it again on all the little perforations so that they would stand out on purpose, so you can kind of see where it looks like it's an ice wall, in pieces. And that was the idea. That's what I wanted. And then the fairy queen, the ice queen, I painted her face I use paint, but her hair is this sparkle white yarn. So again, I did my yarn technique that I often do these days, where you cut strands of yarn into pieces, and then you have to glue them on one by one next to each other to create the effect. And it takes me days, if not longer, to do that kind of technique, but it turns out so cool. I really like it. I really love it. So that's what I did for her hair. And then the wings, you might not be able to tell. Get closer. Hopefully you can see them. The wings are all embroidered. I embroidered them by hand in white embroidery thread. Then I went over and added the blue embroidery thread in it to give it some depth, to make them look a little more, they have a design. So that was what I did there on the wings. Then the outfit is a cape, and it's a shiny fabric, white fabric with kind of a bunch of little silver sequins. And so what I did was I cut the fabric to fit the picture, and then glued it on in I think two pieces, the right and left side. So that is her outfit. And then I used these little white kittens from a catalog or calendar or something, and collaged them on so that they look like, this one looks like he's bursting out of the ice. And I'm trying to get the glare off of it so you can see, but he's trying to bust through the ice wall and come out, whereas the other one on the other side, he's already sitting there. He's like, I'm already here. And then I used fiberfill at the very bottom and glued it on so that it looks like freshly fallen fluffy snow. And it looks like she's standing in the snow. So that is how I created this artwork. And again, we come back out so you can see it fully. Yeah. And it's got that shimmer, and it shows the light hits it, so it kind of shines. You can see that fabric, all that sequin. So yeah. So this is my Faerie Ice Queen piece, and I think this one's under my Fae Ice name. I didn't write it on there apparently, and I need to do that. So, you know what? You're watching. I'm gonna do it. You're watching me sign it, people. Not everybody sees that. So let's see, we're gonna do the size. Okay, so here is my Faerie Ice, and I'm signing it on the back. Put the title on there. Okay, so it's signed, and you saw me do it, so it's mine. So yeah, so that is the other project. Now, like I say, I finished that one. I wanted to get it done before I went back to working on the fairy quilt. So the fairy quilt, just a little more background on the fairy quilt, since that was my big accomplishment. The fairy quilt was supposed to be more of an art quilt. That was the whole idea. I hadn't planned on using it, and I didn't plan on making it so big. And then I thought, you know what? I've made other quilts before, and I have made a bigger one where it fit a size bed, but it was just the top. It didn't overhang. And so this one is the biggest quilt I've ever done. And so, like I say, I wanted to do an art quilt, but then I kept having all the flaws. I kept making all the mistakes, and I was trying to fix them. And then I'm thinking, this is not going to be an art quilt. I wouldn't want to put it in that classification. Now, you quilters know that there are classifications for different kinds of quilts. So then I thought, you know what? It's more like a crazy quilt. Except I didn't go completely crazy on it because I didn't add embroidery, I didn't stitch it all the way through, I didn't add patchwork. So you're probably thinking, well, why are you calling it crazy quilt? Well, because I would do it if I could. If I could afford the stuff, I would do it. I don't have a quilting machine either. I had to do it on my little brother's sewing machine, which is all I've got. It's all I can do. And it was a real struggle to get all this done just using that sewing machine. But I did it. But again, I can't add all that stuff. I can't add the embroidery and all that, and the patches and the applique. I can't afford the supplies. And I thought, you know what? If I had planned it and started doing it from the beginning, yeah. Now at this point, it's done. Do I want to add to it later? Maybe. I might. So I think at this point, it's kind of a crazy quilt. And there's a history about crazy quilts, which I found really interesting. Crazy quilts apparently arose in the late 19th century. Poems and songs have actually been written about them. It was the first type of quilt to be shown in a women's magazine, so of course everybody started going crazy for them. It changed quilt making. It took them from being just on the bed to go into the walls. More about being seen rather than being used. And it also meant that people, women, especially back then, women could use all sorts of scrap fabric. You could use old shirts, you could old clothes, you could, any free sample fabrics that people might be giving out at the stores. Women would hoard them and keep them, and then they'd make these crazy quilts out of them. So I thought that is really interesting. I had no idea about that. It was really, so I'm like, okay. So I'm considering my fairy quilt as a crazy quilt. Simply because at some point, maybe if things were to financially improve around here, I could actually afford to buy some applique and more fabric, and I can add to it. And so it will continue to evolve if I decide to. Or I might just do another quilt a lot smaller and just start from the beginning and do it as a crazy quilt. But anyway, I'm calling it a crazy. I think it's what's going to be. I think it's good enough because it's not really traditional. It's not an art quilt. And I just thought, I'm just going to call it the crazy quilt. Like I say, if I can work on it later, add more to it, I will. At this point, I'm done. So, anyhow, I thought that was really interesting about the crazy quilts. Quite some interesting facts there. So, anyhow, I wanted to finish this art piece, so I did that, and then I went back to working on the quilt. Now that the quilt's done, like I say, now I can go back to start working on the fairy dolls, which I've already shown you, and I'm doing the little small Green Man tree quilt piece, and hopefully I'll get him done today. So next video you'll be able to see the final thing in the frame, and it would be ready to go, ready to be sold. So yes. So anyway, I think, and I'm going to check my list one more time just to make sure I got it all, because I realize this video is getting a little bit long, but there was a lot to tell you. There was a lot to show you for once, right? It's been a while since I was able to do all that. So yeah, I think that's it. Okay. So yeah. So that is what I'm working on. That is what I'm reading, and I need to get updated. I need to get all that done. So please check out my Facebook pages. Like I said, Faystone Gardens, um, the Fairy Stitch vlog, which still says Fairy Witch vlog for right now. And then the Fae Ice artist page. Check that out. Again, like I say, I am trying to raise money to keep us alive, to pay our bills. And the only way I can do that is doing yard sale stuff with my other things. Plus, I also try to sell my herb jars and some of the candles and some of the soaps I've made, my fairy dolls, fairy art, all that stuff. I am trying to sell all of that to raise money to keep us alive, because literally we are trying and struggling to stay alive at this point. I'm not over exaggerating. It's the truth. So I am trying to raise all that, but I won't deal with NFT, as I said, but my artwork is for sale. The dolls are for sale, the herbs and stuff, all the jars, those are for sale. So I am trying to raise funds. And if you'd just like to donate to us, you can use the PayPal link, again, which will be on here. And plus, too, if you'd like to order something, you can use the PayPal link. Just contact me. Let's do all that first. Then I can give you the link as well. Just send you an email and you can use that, whichever is easier. But yeah, contact me if you're interested in buying something, please. There's the Facebook page. Go on to Fae Ice Artist page or message me here. Give me an email I can work with, that I can talk to you, whatever. If you're interested in purchasing something, that would be great. That would really help us. And again, I'm trying. That's the only thing I can do, as I'm not employed. I'm struggling. So this is the only way I can do it. So again, I thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. I hope you like the stuff. I hope you like the items. I really do. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Um, and contact me if you're interested in something or want to chat. And again, I thank you so much for spending time with me. Have a fairy day. Very good day. And we, Charcoal and I, Little Fairy and Matthew, we will see you, hopefully, again real soon. So, thank you so much. Bye for now.